this week I got a fundraising letter. Now, in my job, and also just as a human being, I like to give to lots of different charities and non-profit campaigns. Firstly, because I really believe in changing the world, and secondly, because sometimes I get inspiration from what I receive from all these different organisations. Sometimes I get stuff that I read and think, oh boy, this could be so much better. And I got one of these this week. And so I wanted to share it with you and try a bit of an experiment. I want to see if it's enjoyable and helpful for people to see reaction videos from me. So here goes. I'm putting this out there. If you like it and you find it useful, please comment below and I will do more. And also, like, if you find it useful as well. This is a tough gig. We do a tough job as fundraisers and campaigners, and sometimes life can be discouraging. So if you want to encourage me and you want me to do more of this, then please, warm and helpful and constructive comments are really useful to me. So thank you in advance. So the background to this letter is that I've been a regular donor to this charity for about 18 months to 2 years. I can't actually remember when I set up a regular donation to them. I met someone from the organisation and I was really inspired by what they told me, and so I said, I'm going to give to you whether we work together or not. And that's just how I roll. Now, that said, digital is my specialism, so some of what I'm saying here doesn't apply to digital at all, but the principles are the same. And often I recommend to clients that they do cross-media fundraising, so combine direct mail with digital. More about that later. So I need to preface this as well by saying this is my view as someone who is a donor. I may not be like your donors. I may not be like your activists, the people that you want to volunteer for you. But I may be typical. And the thing is, we don't know till we test. This is why testing is a huge part of my process, and I always encourage everyone to test and test and test, because honestly, humans are weird, and sometimes your list can buck the trend of what I know to be best practice. So the solution with all of these things is to start with what I know works for the best practice, and then test what you do against it, because occasionally there are things that organisations have in their kind of muscle memory that do actually work, and sometimes are because your audience is unique to you and that's just what they like and they're different to other donors. So anyway, all of that said, here we go. So I've covered up the logo and the name of the organisation and any identifying details just to save any embarrassment. So I've got this letter, I've opened it, I'm reading it. I see help raise a voice for peace and I think, oh, this is a letter asking me for a donation. Okay, so immediately I'm kind of, I've got my guard up. Thank you for your previous donation in support of the fellowship. That's nice. They know that I've given, but I'm giving every month. So, okay, we're not off to a great start here. I write with an update on the work and an invitation to donate today. Okay, so here's where my mood drops, because I haven't heard anything about the work that I've been funding for the past 18 months to 2 years. Not a thing. They may have been emailing me. They say they have a monthly email newsletter, but I've not got it. It could have gone into my spam, maybe it's in my promotions. I've just not seen it. Even when I look in my promotions folder, it hasn't been there, but I do get hundreds of emails a day, so it may easily have got lost. And to be honest, I quite often forget that I'm giving to this organisation because I just don't see stuff from them regularly. They're not in my feeds, they're not in my orbit, so very rocky start here. Okay, so your support ensures we can be an active and visible peace presence for peace. That's a lot of peace. I like peace. It's a bit clumsy. We've all had to adapt and change over the last year. Yep. Despite a drop in income from the generosity of our members. Oh, despite a drop in income from this is another fundraising activity that they do. The generosity of our members ensured we could change our activities and embrace an online world. Okay. All right. I'm sceptical. The context we now gather, both virtually and in person, is virtually and in person is changing. So getting someone else to proofread your letter is direct mail fundraising 101. And it's so easy to do, and it doesn't cost anything. Just like give your letter to someone else to proofread. I mean, I'm the first time I read this letter, I missed that. So, but it just doesn't look good. And I've never gathered a context before. I'm not really sure what that means. So government plans undermine the right to protest, and the urgent need to tackle carbon emissions linked to war is clear. Okay, so that's a lot of diverse issues there. I mean, I realise that my right to protest about rising carbon emissions and carbon emission created by war, because of this upcoming bill, and those are things that I feel really strongly about. But it's all like all these different issues in one big bundle. It feels like a lot to deal with. In the last year, our educational conference and online events have explored issues of peace, racial justice, and the arms trade. And this is where I begin to skim read, because I'm sorry, but although I'm so passionate about this and this aligns with all my values, there's no story here. And so I'm kind of turned off and I'm not reading this properly. And that's just how your donors are, even if they love you. If you've not treated them right, if you've not updated them on your work, if you've not made them feel amazing about themselves, to just give a little update and then ask for money just in one, it doesn't cut it. And so I'm frustrated reading this. And immediately it's into an ask. A regular gift of £10 a month could help lay the groundwork for a new reflective journal, providing longer thought pieces and theological writing. Oh, gosh, it's so stale. There's no story here. There's no link between how that reflective journal could lead to the outcomes that I really, really want to see as a donor. Okay, so there's more stuff here in the same vein that I'm not really, just doesn't press my buttons. And there's like another very different thing here, asking for a different amount and a single donation. So this fundraising appeal is kind of going all over the place. I've not seen anyone do this kind of thing before then, so it's quite odd. I wonder what the background to this is. So, let me just get rid of this so you can see it. So through our campaign's work, we continue to challenge the government to pursue policies that lead to peace and justice. Very general, kind of not so exciting. You may have seen the increased press coverage, including statements on cuts to aid and increased military spending. Yep, seen that. This year, we need your help to expand that. Greta Thunberg challenges everyone to recognise the planet is on fire, but did you know that the pursuit of war is fanning the flames? You know what? I hadn't, until I got this letter, I hadn't actually thought so much about that. And here it is. It's shocking that military carbon emissions do not have to be included in figures submitted to global climate talks. I genuinely did not know that. That's really interesting and appalling. So good. I'm glad to hear that this organisation are going to change this. With your generous donation of £50 today, we get closer to being able to recruit a part-time campaigner to help us take effective action on the links between peace, war, and climate change. Again, this is so general. I feel like my £50, even though that's a great deal of money for a lot of people, particularly, my donation is my monthly donation is not a lot, I must admit. It's it's less than £10 if I remember rightly. So £50 for someone like that could seem like quite a lot. But even then, it feels like it's a drop in a bucket of this vast problem. So I need to feel like this is a solvable problem that I'm being asked to contribute towards. And this just does that. They've managed to rescue my interest here, and then they've they've lost me again. So they're talking about working with others, webinar, and we need to expand our capacity to help support you to raise your concerns about this bill. So we're on to a different subject again, regular arms fair. So there's, again, and then it skips back to asking for a regular donation. With your generous donation of £20 a month, we could provide a 1-hour workshop on an issue of pressing concern. It's too general. I can't make that link between this money and a real world impact. And it's about, this is all about this charity. It's not about me. You can see if you if you read through this, it doesn't mention you once, apart from right at the end where it's talking about my money. and that's I find that, like, I'm frustrated at this because I feel like I'm a cash cow. I don't feel appreciated as an individual donor who's really passionate about this stuff. So yeah, and there's the sentences here are long, the words are long, it's quite academic. It needs to be more written in a way that I would speak to my friends and my friends would speak to me, with much shorter words. And a lot of people think that that's patronising, but it really isn't. It's a service to me because, yes, I have a postgrad degree. Yes, I was a lecturer, but I'm bombarded with different information coming from all sorts of different sources. I have visual distractions, audio distractions, and studies show that our IQ actually drops. Our working memory decreases and our concentration slows when we're subjected to all different media, different sounds, images, touch of different things, all coming at us simultaneously. So in a life like this, it really pays to use short words. The next thing here is the reply slip. Now, it's interesting how this letter is mentioned that they've discovered digital and they're into a digital world, but I don't have a means to give digitally here. So if I had been moved by the letter and I wanted to give, I give online. I can't be dealing with this filling the form and posting it, especially in a COVID world when I do still feel anxious about going outside. So it would have been nice here to see a link to be able to make this donation through their website. And they've got a link to the website here, just for their privacy policy, with an actual donation link. So, oh my goodness, what is going on? And I just, I would not. This form is not inviting to me. It's a whole sheet of A4. There's so much stuff to fill in. And why is the name and address and the postcode and email address not pre-filled in my details as well? I mean, that, the letter has my name and address on it. Why couldn't this have had those details on it as well? Save me a bit of time. So there's all sorts of things here. And then finally, when I was just about to throw the envelope away, and then I noticed this free gift of a bookmark within the envelope, which I was attracted to because this guy, Bayard Rustin, is really, really cool. And that quote, "We need in every community a group of angelic troublemakers." Yes, I love that. I want to be an angelic troublemaker. That is me. I am in. But that's not mentioned anywhere in the letter. So it feels very disjointed, and the bookmark has kind of creases in it, and it feels like an afterthought that's a bit tatty, which is a real shame. And I wonder if a something like a laptop sticker or a postcard or something would have been better than this bookmark, because personally I don't read actual books anymore. I don't have need for bookmarks. I use my Kindle. So this is, although they may not have known that, by my age, I'm entering that age group where there's books are not so much of a thing. Now, your donors may read books all the time. Again, I'm a unique individual. But it's one of those yet another thing where I feel just that little bit alienated from this organization, and like I am not really like the sort of people that they are going for. So if you have found this useful and you want to really learn exactly how to get regular donations out of your existing donors, or convert people on your list to make their first donation, if you're interested in creating giving forms that really inspire people to give rather than throwing up barriers to them, then it's definitely worthwhile talking to me about the Accelerator program that I am running this autumn. Do book a call with me. You can do that through the link that I'll provide below, and let's chat about how you can avoid making the mistakes that this lovely organisation did this week.